When I brought the idea to Bill's team at the festival, I only ever got support. Only ever got, we will make this happen and we have to figure it out. I don't think, it was the first time OSF's done something like this. OSF has had disabled performers, but never quite, not as many, and certainly not in the same, all in the same show, and not young people.
Well, it's my last season as artistic director here at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival. I've been here for 12 years, and I am so unbelievably proud that this production of Hairspray is an anchor in my final season. I can't imagine a work of art that more beautifully expresses everything that this company is about, everything that we've tried to build.
There's so many things about this production I love, but I think the thing I love the most is that our director, Chris Moore, thought, I'm going to take inclusivity to the next level. So I guess in a brainstorming session, he thought, why don't we have some differently able kids in this show? It talks about it in the script, why not?
The conversation started over a year ago when Chris asked me to be a part of the creative team, and I was asking about his vision, and he talked about how he was really interested in radical inclusivity. And when he started to talk about wanting to use just bodies of all types, and then I had this moment of epiphany where I realized that JFK was doing work on disability at that very same moment of the backdrop of this particular show, and a lot of it just sort of blossomed from there.
So I'm sure at this moment you may be wondering to yourself, why are we doing that? Why can't we just do Hairspray? But that's exactly the point. What is the point of just doing Hairspray when we can do Hairspray?
Hairspray is a show that foregrounds inclusivity, that acknowledges and celebrates difference, that insists on acceptance and equality, and that makes joy that rarest of qualities in today's world. It insists that it is the delicious air we breathe.
Listening to him talk about his idea for making Hairspray more inclusive, I was kind of astounded, and I was like, oh, this is really gonna be different. And him talking about including the youth ensemble and people who are differently abled and making more room for the people of color in the show, it kind of put me back a little bit because I'd seen Hairspray on TV and I'd heard what everybody had told me. So I had this idea that, oh, we're just gonna do that. Maybe it'll be different. And when I heard him talk on SoundCloud, I was like, wow, this actually might be really cool. I think this is gonna be more inclusive than I thought it was.
This was like a dream that's coming true.
When did you first dream about becoming a performer?
When I was in Project Up and was 11 years old.
Project Up originally was a program started in Huntsville, Alabama by this woman named Deborah Jenkins. Basically provided classes and performances and summer camps for people with disabilities. Linda and Zara wanted to start something similar to Merrimack Hall here in Oregon. And I got involved because I had a little brother with a disability and I also had a lot of experience in theater. And so that was the start of it, really, was organizing all these volunteers and basically putting on a 2-week camp so that kids and teens with special needs could be a part of the arts and have a chance to be center stage.
I'm Gabriella, and I love singing and dancing and Troy.
I have directed Julia a couple times at OSF. I first met her when she was 10 and directed her in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. It's a remarkable thing to meet somebody who's much younger than you, who feels like a fellow traveler. And Julia was that for me. And I met her little brother, who was this young boy with cerebral palsy who didn't walk, who was in a wheelchair. And I just became friends with him. And through his will, his force of will, his desire, and his mother's heroic efforts, he walked.
Yes.